There's an element of transcendence. It's a moment outside of time. You just are there, the moil's there, the baby's there, Hashem is there.
It's a very intimidating idea to get a bris. At that point, I was 62 years old.
This isn't just a medical procedure. This is a spiritual event, and you can feel it in the room, the seriousness, the tone changes.
There's such an electricity, it's such a powerful moment, electric moment.
People who are at a bris feel a spiritual awakening.
There's always tears. Either the sandik or the person having the circumcision or a family member.
Having a bris is definitely one of the most defining moments of a person's life.
There is more Jews without a Brit Milah than with. There is about 6 million Jews around the world without a Brit Milah. About 5 million of them are from Russia. Why? Because in Russia, in the time of the Soviet Union, the KGB used to kill the Moalim.
This has been part of the history of the Jewish people through economic circumstances, persecution, exiles.
Add to that, to the historical context of where we're coming from. We're coming from post-Tsarist Russia, Holocaust Europe.
Circumcision was a danger. Lighting Shabbos candles was a danger. The Russian authorities, they would ship you off to Siberia, or they would kill you. You didn't know who was an informer, which day they're going to knock on your door and take you away. One of my grandfather's uncles was wanted dead or alive by the KGB on a regular basis, and they couldn't leave Russia under the circumstances because there were no exit visas.
We're really providing the opportunity to right a historical wrong. These were people who, through no fault of their own, no fault of their parents, through the vagaries of Jewish history, ended up with no bris.
קודם, כשהגעתי לפה אני לא ידעתי, בכלל לא היה לי שום ידע, לא היה לי שום ידע ושהייתי צריך לעשות את זה בכלל. עד כדי כך לא שלא עשינו, פשוט לא היה שום מידע על היהדות, אפילו ההורים וסבא וסבתא היו מסתירים את זה מאיתנו.
We're talking about people that are not living in the bubble of the Jewish world.
Assimilation in America is a major battleground.
I grew up in Chicago in a family that was Jewish but never admitted to being Jewish, therefore I barely knew that I was Jewish. It's a very intimidating idea to get a bris. And at that point I was 62 years old. So basically I'd lived my entire life as a non-Jewish person.
I didn't know how I was going to be able to afford a bris. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed that everything would be okay and I'd somehow be able to do all of this. I'm extremely grateful. There are people that are there for any and everyone who really need support.
Bris is connected to the essence. It's the essential connection between a man and God.
I am Jewish. I want to be Jewish completely.
Every Jew, even that is not religious, there is something inside his spirit, his soul, that push him to do the Brit Milah, and they cannot explain it. They want to do a Brit Milah.
The bris milah is the foundation. It's the yesod. This is the beginning, the seminal point of Judaism.
It cannot be compared to any other mitzvah that a person does in their lifetime.
What Rabbi Amit and his crew and all the Malim do for Brit Yosef Yitzhak, they made it that the minute you decide you want a bris, the next day you can have a bris. It's like a drive-through bris. They have drive-through for everything today. banking, marriage. If you want a bris today, literally today, you can get you a bris today in a clean medical atmosphere with a doctor on hand.
They have to arrange for the moil, for the location, for a rabbi, for everything, because usually the people who come to Brit Yosef Yitzhak come with nothing. So it's turnkey, and they will do a bris for anybody, anywhere, if they're called.
It doesn't matter where he located, in Siberia or in Alaska or in New Zealand. If somebody asks us to do a Brit Milah, immediately we send a moil with a plan with all the equipment.
We've done state prisons, federal prisons, U.S. Army bases, Israeli military installations.
I've been asked to go to Yemen, Seoul, South Korea, places that you wouldn't even imagine there's Jews everywhere.
Most of our mo'alim are volunteers. The sandik is modern Orthodox. The guy getting the bris is from Ukraine. The guy who brought him is a Spanish Jew. The mo'il is Saber. The other guy assisting is a Lubavitcher. In every single bris, you have this type of world coming together. And we provide the brises free of charge to everybody. Reform, conservative, there is no distinction whatsoever.
They look online, or they call their local Chabad rabbi, and they inevitably will direct them to Brit Yosef Yitzhak, who then will call their closest mo'il, who will then pick up and travel either on a plane or a train or a car or even a ferry to get where they have to be at the right time.
And these are guys who will leave their family for like a 3-day Yom Tov, because some Jew in Guatemala needs a bris. They'll pack a few tuna sandwiches, pack a little bag, get on the airplane and come home 6 days later to help one Jew get a bris. And these are people taking off work as a CPA, as the owner of a security company, as a doctor, and forget they don't get paid. These guys pretty much all donate money to the organization.
People don't just wake up one morning on a Sunday and say, oh, I'll go have a bris today. There's always a journey of which they've traveled to get to the point, and this is the culmination.
Doing this is the most profound, significant, important decision I made in my life. For me, it's a total change in consciousness and perception. I just saw the world in a totally different way.
When you have an opportunity to do a mitzvah that's this important, that's this great, that is this impactful, how can you say no? So without Bris Yosef Yitzhak, those people would feel less whole, and the Jewish people would be less whole.
I've been in attendance in several of the brisim, and there would never have been a bris had it not been for this organization.
Thank God somebody's out there that cares.
I prayed to God that they would come, and they came.